congruency, right? Do you have to write the symbol or you could write the full word?
No, you need to write the symbol.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. And now everyone must answer. Agreed. Agreed. Don't worry. Question mark. Okay, let's just jump straight in. Let's just get going, and then I'm sure people will join as they join. I don't know why you put question marks. All right, today we are starting with the topic of perimeter. We're going to try and zoom through some perimeter today, see what we can get through, and hopefully we can get through some nice tricky questions. A lot of the questions that we're going to deal with today are also going to involve Pythagoras, because we learned that on Tuesday. So you're going to need to combine those two concepts. Nice, easy question. Who can answer for me? Pop your hand up. What is the perimeter of a shape? Or how do we work out the perimeter of a shape? Any words to do with perimeter? Let's see. Batu, tell me something about the perimeter.
Ma'am, when you find the perimeter of a shape, you have to add all sides together.
Okay, beautiful. Okay.
That's all I know.
No, that's great. It's a solid start. Okay. Does anyone want to add anything to that definition, or are we happy? Add all sides together. We're all happy. Okay. So I'm going to create a hypothetical situation for you. That's not the situation I wanted to create. Here we go. I think my shapes are getting worse as I get older. Okay, if I wanted to know what the perimeter of the shaded area is, and so by shaded area, I mean the green area that I've colored in. So I want to know the perimeter of that green area. Who thinks they can tell me in words how I would go about that? So I have no numbers on this right now, so you wouldn't be able to give me a number, but who thinks that they could sort of talk to me in words with how I could figure out the perimeter of my shaded area? Jasmine, how could I go about finding my perimeter here?
If you had numbers on the circle and the triangle, maybe add it.
Okay, so you want to add that perimeter and that perimeter.
Guessing, because like my teacher did that to us once.
Okay. Would that be my full perimeter? Just that circle and that triangle?
No.
What else would I have to do?
Find the area of the shape inside.
Let's see if Apiwe can come and save the day. Apiwe, can you save Jasmine? What would I have to add to this?
So first, I think you first have to find the perimeter of the rectangle.
Okay. So that's this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you'd have to go and find the perimeter of the circle and the triangle. And then once you have those perimeters, you minus them from the rectangle.
Oh, and we took the side road.
Oh no.
Oh no, we took a bad side road. Who can now save us? So now, okay, so we made huge progress and then we took a detour. So Jasmine's suggestion was, let's find the circle and the triangle, and then Apiwe added, let's look at the perimeter of our rectangle. But then Apiwe said, let's take the perimeter of our rectangle and let's minus our circle and our triangle. And that was where I said something was wrong. Does someone think that they can help us? Who can tell me like what my proper answer would be at this point now? Jasmine, coming in for take 2. What do you think we would do?
I'm guessing if we find the perimeter of the circle and the triangle and the rectangle, add everything.
Exactly. So our full perimeter in this situation is going to be our rectangle plus our circle plus our triangle. Exactly. Okay. So when we think about perimeter, if we imagine like that this green area here was grass, and inside on that grass, we've got little sheep that are just chilling on this grass. Okay, so there's a sheep and there's another sheep. And they are just chilling all over in this green area. And I'm wanting to build a fence to make sure that my sheep only are on that green area. If I was building a fence, I would need to fence this entire outside section. So basically, I'd need to fence my entire rectangle, which is what we're doing, okay? But I would also need to fence the circle, and I would need to fence the triangle, because otherwise my sheep could go and they could travel into the circle, they could travel in the triangle, okay? And because those are extra things that we would need to fence, we would have to add it and not subtract it. So in a situation like this, that's sort of a very brief idea of what perimeter is. It absolutely is that we're adding all the sides together, but sometimes we just have to be careful about which sides we're going to be adding. Okay. All right. Let's start with the easiest type of question and we'll slowly move our way up. Easiest question to start. Don't overthink it. Think about what we would be looking for if we are looking for a perimeter. We're looking for our outside part of our shape. Okay. And if we're looking for the outside part of our shape, think about what shape this is, think about what your sides would be, and then tell me what my perimeter would be. Up here, what would I do?
So I think you'd have to say so the formula would probably be perimeter for the rectangle is equal to 2 brackets L plus B.
Okay. And where would I go to from there?
And then for the next line, you'd say P, okay, 2, and then bracket, you'd say length for 5 centimeters.
Okay.
And then breadth of 15 centimeters.
Sure.
And then you'd say 2 times 5.
2 times 5.
Oh,
are you
okay.
doing distribution?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or would I just have to first?
You can just add those two together.
Okay, and get 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then 20 times 2 is 40.
40 what?
40 centimeters.
Beautiful. Nice. There we go. Okay. So now sometimes learning the formulas for your different shapes for perimeters can help. So I have absolutely no worries if you're using 2 times length plus breadth, 100% fine. For me personally, I just find it easier to remember perimeter as being something where I'm adding up all of my sides. Okay, so I would just look at this and think, okay, well, that's 5 over there and that's 15 over there. And so you can also just write P is equal to 15 plus 5 plus 5 plus 15, which is 40 centimeters. Totally fine. Okay, you don't have to have the formula, but you can absolutely have the formula if you want to have the formula. But as long as you're getting to the 40 centimeters, that's all that really matters. Does anyone have anything that they are uncertain about at this point? Please let me know before we start getting onto the trickier questions. Because if there's wheels falling off the bus at this point, I need to know. Okay, next question. What we are looking at is a right-angled triangle. Now, when we see a right-angled triangle, what does our brain think of when we see a right-angled triangle? What word needs to jump into our brain? Pythagoras. Yes, good. Okay. As soon as we see a right-angled triangle, we need to think Pythag. Okay. So if I wanted to find the perimeter of this triangle over here, my perimeter would be 8 plus 6 plus the length of RQ. And right now, I don't know what my length of RQ is. Okay, so I have my 8 that I can see. So this side is 8, and I've got a side that's 6, and then I don't know what my RQ is. So we need to now figure out how we're going to find our RQ, and then we need to add it to get our perimeter of this triangle. I want you guys to figure that out on your side. And when you're happy, let me know. Hey, progress, progress. And Nam, are you going to talk me through this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I said P, RQ equals, and then I did the square
Good.
root 8 squared plus 6 squared.
Look at that. Beautiful. And you wrote your reason, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Then
All right.
I said RQ equals 10 centimeters.
Perfect. Okay, so finish off your perimeter for me.
And then I added 8 plus 6 plus 10
Mm-hmm.
equals 24 centimeters.
Perfect. Great. Excellent. Okay, are we happy? All we've done here, the only new thing that we've done here is that we've brought in some Pythagoras. If we're not happy, please don't be embarrassed. Remember, if you're feeling confused or you're struggling, you don't have to let everyone know. You can send a direct message to Yolanda or to me, just so we know where you're at. It's just, yeah, otherwise we don't know. Cool.
Definitely, we are here to assist more pips. Yeah, we're getting better. We're on 21 learners.
I know, it's still so small though.
Yeah.
I feel weirded out by it. Like, and there's no load shedding today, is there? You guys
No,
have
they
load
didn't
shedding?
announce it. No.
Okay. Okay. Let's give the next one a go. Okay. So we're getting a little bit spicier, but we're not at the spiciest of spices. I think what I might do with this one is I might actually let you guys try this yourselves with zero help from me, so I can see how many of you fall for the various traps that have been set. So as soon as you have an answer for the perimeter of this shape, so I want the perimeter of my shape. As soon as you have an answer, I want you to pop it in the chat for me, and I'm going to write the answers on the board, and we're going to see who managed to get the correct answer. Let's see who can figure this one out.
My pips can do this. I'm with y'all. Can do this. And maybe after that, they can do the poll.
Oh, yes, yes. Sorry, Yolanda. Absolutely. Let's see who manages to figure out this answer and who falls for my traps. The only help is that something we've done today would help you. Yeah, it's getting there. They're getting spicier. As soon as you've got your answer, pop it in the chat for me. So Nico, what we're doing is we're finding the perimeter of the shape. That's what we're doing. When you have your answer, pop it in the chat and I'll write it up on the board and we'll see if someone ends up getting the correct answer. Very curious to see who falls for the trap and who doesn't. Okay, first answer coming in. Keep them coming. As soon as you have an answer, pop it in the chat for me. Pee-wee, I think that might be one of your sub answers and not your final answer. Got another 25 coming in. I'm surprised I haven't seen one of the answers that I was expecting to see. I can tell you that one of the numbers that are up on the board is correct. I'm going to give you 1 more minute to get your answers to come in. Oh, we got another 25. 80.65. Okay, I'm going to put that in this one because that's a decimal rounding situation. Okay. Before I take you out of your misery and tell you which is the correct answer, we're going to do a quick poll. So Yolanda, they are all yours. Poll away.
I like how you're like, okay, my Pebs, break me Anna, but then no answer. I'll give you the answer.
Yeah, no answer. They must sit and suffer.
You guys can do this, my people. So I need all 25 of you, 27 of you to vote. Because if one of you don't vote, I'll still recognize it and I'll still see it. So let's vote, my Pebs. Let's do the voting. Let's do the voting. We're going to get there. Yeah, they're doing just great. And it's a hot sauce question, my Pebs, so don't worry. You will see how easy it is once teacher Jan explains to us. You'll be like, oh.
Make much more sense.
Yeah. Teho, you need to vote on the.
Why do you feel guilty for saying you don't know? If you don't know, it's okay to not know.
Yeah, it's okay. The option of I don't know, it's there.
It's there. There's nothing to feel guilty for.
We can do this, my Pebs. Let's vote. We are on legitly 89%, 92. Let's go. I'm counting. Sheila, no problem.
Two more people, guys. Come. Last 2 of you. Please vote for us.
Why are we going backwards?
3 more people. Guys, come on. If you haven't done the poll, please can you quickly do the poll for us?
Yes, please.
Quickly.
Okay.
Let's get it
We're
done.
on 90. Let's go. Do the poll, my Pebs. Okay, no, I'm taking a picture. It's gonna take forever. No, it keeps on fluctuating because I think we're getting new people in.
Yeah. Have you got a screenshot of it?
Let me just get a nice one. Sorry, I'm taking a screenshot with my phone. There we go. We can move on.
Okay, let's talk about this answer. So the answer that popped up the most frequently was this answer here, which is 25. 25 is wrong. I'm going to show you why. If you said 25, you said 4. So you took the one side over here, the 4 meters, and you added the 6 meters. So this side here, 4 meters plus 6 meters plus 5 meters. plus 10 meters. Okay, so that's what gave you your 25. That's not the perimeter of my shape though. If I had sheep that were chilling inside this trapezium, they would be able to roam as freely as they like because you have not fenced HM. And because you have not fenced HM, my sheep would be lost. And then I would be very, very sad. The 25 is definitely wrong. Okay, I'm not entirely sure where all of the other answers came from. We went on a bit of a journey for some of them, I think. But the correct answer is on the board, and it is this one over here. And we're going to talk through why that's the correct answer now. So those of you who got 27,65, you are 100% correct. Let's talk about why. If we look at this perimeter situation, we need to know what HM is. HM is part of a right-angled triangle. Whenever we have a right-angled triangle, we are allowed to use Pythagoras. Okay, so we're going to say that HM is equal to the square root of 4 squared minus 3 squared, and we're going to have our reason. Okay, I'm just not writing it because I don't have space. So that means that HM is equal to 2,65 meters. Once we have HM, then we can find our perimeter. Okay, so my full perimeter is going to be 4 plus 6 plus 5 plus 10 plus 2,65, and that's going to give me the total of 27,65 meters. And that's our final answer. Oh, people couldn't log in, Yolanda. That's why it was so small. That makes so much more sense. Okay, I'm so glad, Anam, that you added the 3. I'm glad that you added it because that is a normal thing to have done. We see this number in here and we think we've got to add it to our perimeter, but that 3 is not part of our outside. We wouldn't be fencing where that dotted line is. That dotted line is only there to give us information. That's the only purpose of it. It's to help us know that this side of the triangle is 3 so that we can find our length of HM.
How do people get logged out? Sorry.
I don't know.
I
It's
don't
so
understand how they were not in all this time, and they were not sitting on the waiting room either. Where were all of you?
Where were you guys hiding? We thought that we had been like abandoned here.
You know, are you sure you used the correct link? Because clearly,
Yolanda and I were panicking. We had 7
Yeah.
people at the beginning of this lesson.
I even went inside the waiting room myself to feel like, okay, I'm waiting for you to come to the waiting room and not the actual class.
Okay.
Oh, I
So
see.
a POA, the arrow is not the whole length. If you have a look at the arrow very clearly stops at M. So that arrow is telling you that ML is 10 meters, not HL. The link from WhatsApp was not the same. Okay. That's so weird, Angela. I scammed you. But the reason I scam you in these situations is so that you don't get scammed in class. My purpose. Okay. Cool. If you would like to take a screenshot, please feel free. For those of you who are late, I'm going to zoom up so that you can see everything that we've done up until this point. And then we're going to do one more question, and then we'll go to a brain break. Okay. So guys, we just started with talking about the idea of a perimeter. So we just spoke about how a perimeter is basically just adding all your sides together. If you were looking for the perimeter of this green area that has been shaded, you would need to, so in this situation, we were talking about if you had sheep that were in this green area and you were wanting to make sure your sheep didn't wander, you would need to make sure that you fenced them in. And in order to fence them in, you would need to get the perimeter of your rectangle, you would need to add the perimeter of your circle and add the perimeter of your triangle. Okay, so that's just talking about what perimeter is. Then the first example we looked at is just this rectangle. If you would like to, you are welcome to use formulas. If that's the way that your brain is happy with perimeter, please feel free. So this is just saying 2 times the length plus the breadth. Doesn't matter which order you write that in. You could say 15 plus 5, same. But with perimeter, you don't actually have to use formulas. If you just use the logic that you're adding all your sides together, you can just say 15 plus 5 plus 15 plus 5 and get 14. Second question we looked at was this blue triangle. And this blue triangle started bringing in this idea of Pythagoras that we learned on Tuesday. So in order to find the perimeter of this blue triangle, we would need the length of RQ. And in order for us to find the length of RQ, we need to use Pythagoras. And that helps us find RQ, which means we can find our perimeter. And then the question that you came in on was us talking about this trapezium over here and figuring out how to work out its full perimeter. So if anyone has questions, please feel free to ask. Actually, maybe we should just go to our brain break from here. Oh no, the next question's quick. It'll be fun.
Yeah, let's go, my pips. We can do this.
Okay. So next question is looking at this dude over here. Now this, I'm just going to tell you from the start, it looks much more complicated than it is. So I am looking to hear suggestions on what you guys think your answers would be, or what you think you would do. If you were given this question in a test, what would you do? Let me know. Tell me what's happening in the brain. Let's see. Fatu, tell me what would happen if we were looking at this in a test.
So like obviously you have to, like these irregular shapes, you need to like make them like regular shapes, understand? So like here we can say we have a square. So the 14.7 centimeters, we can minus it with the 7.2 centimeters.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's going to give us the I'm feeling hard. The length between of the other 2 steps.
Okay.
Basically. And then let me see.
How would I figure out these guys? And this guy.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see if someone can come and rescue you. Jasmine, do you think you can rescue Fatu in this situation?
Maybe.
Okay. What's your suggestion?
My suggestion is on the first step, opposite 7.2, put a line over there.
Do you want a line like this? Or do you want a line like this?
Yes.
Okay.
The second.
Yeah.
And then put a line from the second step going vertical again.
Okay.
And that's all of my suggestion.
Okay. I actually don't hate that suggestion, to be honest. And this is why I'm going to highlight one little thing for you, and I'm going to see if that helps. I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to highlight that. What do we see? When you're looking at what I've just highlighted, what do you see? What do you notice? Okay, yeah, we see 90 degrees. Yeah, Tatum, they're equal. Exactly. This, imagine that's A, right? That's A, and this is B, and that's B, and this is C, and this is C. A plus B plus C gives me 15,8. A plus B plus C gives me 15,8. That means that those 3 sides joined together are going to give me 15,8. Okay. And then we can do the exact same thought pattern on the other side. So we have this over here, which is 14,7. We've got this guy, we've got this guy, and we've got this guy. If we did the exact same thing, if we joined them like this, okay, if that was A and that was A, and this was B and this was B, and this was C and this was C, you would see that they are the same as each other. Okay, so those three pink sides altogether would give us 14,7. So when we have an irregular shape, like Fatua's suggestion, we have an irregular shape, we need to break it up 100%. When the shape has like ditches like that, then we have to break up the shape. But first, always look and see if actually you can get all the information you need just by sort of looking at your different sides. Because once we've done that, it's actually quite a nice, easy question. What is our perimeter of this shape now? So have a look at it and tell me what my perimeter of my shape is. Don't overthink it. Pop your answer in the chat for me. Don't get like trapped in the trap that is still on the board right now. There's a nice, easy, quick way to do this. 61, absolutely. Okay, so the reason we would get 61 is because we're taking our two blue sides, so 15,8 plus 15,8, and we're taking our two pink sides, 14,7 and 14,7, and that gives us 61 centimeters. Now, the trap that still exists on this board right now is the 7,2, because often people will look at that and think, okay, I need to minus the 7,2, or I need to add the 7,2, but we can just ignore it because we know that those three pink sides equal that one pink side. Okay, and so our answer would just be 61. Yeah, Jasmine, how can I help?
So is it actually a good suggestion?
That's why I said I didn't hate it. I did not hate your suggestion. It's a great start into thinking how we could break this up. Oh no, Yandela, why are you feeling lost? They might be all my lines. Let me try and move those for you. I said I don't hate it. Okay. All right. I think let's quickly jump down to our brain break and then we will carry on with some questions. Okay. Let's go. Nice job. We all got there in the end. So, brain break today. Brian has brought you two puzzles that are interesting. I'm very curious to see how they go. The one is much easier than the other one, but both of them were solved in our last lesson. So I have faith that you guys will be able to solve them. So let's see how this goes. Are you ready? Ooh, let's see. First puzzle, I want to know what that question mark is. I want to know what that question mark is. No, you can't just give all the letters of the alphabet. Marilla, you are disqualified. Huh.
Yeah, with all these answers, that's what I feel. I feel like everybody's just saying A, B, C, D.
Yeah,
answers.
exactly. Okay, but Rania got there first. Definitely got to the correct answer. There's a couple of them who are getting there, which is good. Which is good. Good. So our correct answer was definitely N. Our answer is N. Those of you who hadn't seen that it was N, do you see why it is N now? before I explain? No. Okay, so 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives us 4. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 gives us 8. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives us 12. Oh. Do we see the answer? There we go. And 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 gives us 16. And so what you're seeing here is it's the last letter of our answers. And that's why it's an N. Nice job. Good work, guys. There were a number of you who got there, though. Even though some of you were just giving me all the letters of the boot camp. I'm like reading your message and then saying at the same time, all the letters of the alphabet, not all the letters of the boot camp. Okay, let's try one more. One more. I am going to give you a hint for this one because it's tricky. Okay. The relationship between these three that I've just highlighted purple, the relationship between them is what's going to help you get to that number. Okay. So the relationship between these three is what will help you get to this number. And then using that same logic, the relationship between these three will give you this number. I mean, same here as well. Like the relationship between these three will give you your 7. So don't look for like a relationship in that middle square. Rather look at how does this smallest square give me 7? How does this smallest square give me 3? How does this small square give me 7? And then use that logic to get this question mark. So there isn't any relationship between that inside square. It is definitely not 3. Getting spammed with numbers. Jasmine, I like your answer. Do you feel confident explaining how you got it? Okay. Pop that hand up for me. All right. Tell me how you got your answer.
I'm minus 15 from 21.
But that doesn't work for all of these.
But it kind of felt okay.
But it's not the same. That's like saying that if I have 12 minus 15, I don't get 7. No? Yes, I can definitely go back so you guys can get screenshots. Okay, so Jasmine has found herself with the correct answer, but not the correct method. So if you are getting the answer of 6, you have the correct answer. And I'm very curious to see if anyone was able to figure out the correct method. It's not times 1 because those 7s are the same, but 16 isn't the same as 3. Remember, whatever relationship we do in one block, we have to be able to do in all of them. No one? I'm shooketh. Okay. Let me show you. And I highly recommend you take a picture of this. I'm going to take all of my colors away. I highly recommend you take a picture of this and traumatize some of your friends and family members with this question when you know the answer. Okay. So if we have a look, remember I told you to look within each square. Okay, so don't look at the middle square, look within each square. If I take 7 plus 15 plus 12, I get an answer of 34. Okay, I'm just going to write that for the moment. If I have 11 plus 16 plus 3, I get an answer of 30. If I have 9 plus 8 plus 17, I get an answer of 34. And if I have 15 plus 6 plus 21, I get an answer of 42. Can you guys see where these numbers are coming from yet with what I've done? Have a look at them. Tell me if you can figure out where those numbers are coming from. That's okay. Try and see if you can find the pattern. So I'm telling you the answer is definitely 6 here. See if you can find the pattern. See how you think we would have been able to figure that out. The important thing is these numbers here. Still no. Can no one see it yet? Oh no. So if we look at 34, 3 plus 4 is 7. And 3 plus 0 is 3. And 3 plus 4 is 7. And 4 plus 2 is 6. And that's how we found the number was 6. Was it too hard? Jasmine, yes.
Okay, I couldn't figure out what really was going on, so I figured out that the block was 6.
Yes, you did. You definitely got the right answer for the block. That was easy. Okay, but I really do recommend you take a picture. Traumatize some people, have fun with it. I promise it's more fun on the traumatizing side than the traumatized side. I'm quickly going to zoom up for those who weren't able to get onto the class so you can take screenshots. I'm just going to go through them slowly, and then we're going to move into our next question. Okay. Okay. So for those of you who weren't able to get here, this is just explaining what perimeter is. There's nothing fancy happening over here. Just explaining what perimeter is. And then we started with this question over here, which is looking at the rectangle. Moved into a triangle where we needed to use Pythagoras. Moved into a trapezium where we also needed to use Pythagoras. Then did a question which looked harder than it was. It was a sneaky question. And then we went to our brain break. And now we're going to move down. That one's way too easy for you guys. That one's also too easy for you guys. I don't mind this question. Okay. The shape below. Yes, Yondela, we want you to answer this question. This is now yours. Okay, the shape below is made of a rhombus. So that's this part over here. That's my rhombus. And an equilateral triangle. What does an equilateral triangle mean? What does it mean for something to be an equilateral triangle? All sides are equal. Good. That means that this side is equal to this side, which is equal to that side. Okay. The perimeter of the shape, PQRS. PQRS. So that perimeter over there is 85 centimeters. Determine the value of A. So read it carefully. Make sure you're happy with everything. And then Yondela is going to graciously talk us through this question.
Hope you're getting prepared, Yondela.
No, Yondela, we're very excited to hear your answer. So don't panic. Do we have someone who feels like swooping in and saving Yondela? Oh, Anam, he owes you big time.
Okay, ma'am.
Anam, can you tell me how? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Do you want some more time?
I mean, I can just go with it now because this is all I
Okay.
really have. This is it.
Okay. Tell me,
So,
tell
like,
me what I should do.
I saw that there were 4 sides, right?
Yeah.
And it said that it's equal in all sides. So I just punched in 85 centimeters divided by 4
Okay.
to spread like the centimeters evenly. And I got 21.25 centimeters.
Okay. I have some questions. Because if we're dividing it by 4, because you're saying all sides are equal, then are you saying that RS is the same length as PQ?
It's not.
Hmm.
At least I tried.
Oh, and I couldn't save you, Yondela. You're still on the hook.
Anela, Yondela, we're still waiting for you.
Ah, Nico, saving the day in the chat, saving the day. Okay, the key here was to see that this over here is an equilateral triangle, right? So that means that this would be A, and that means that this would be A. But if this is a rhombus, this dude over here, this is a rhombus, okay? And a rhombus means that all sides are the same, because a rhombus is the same as a square, except that it's like, I like to think of a rhombus as a drunk square, because it's like a little bit, it's like, it's falling over a little bit. It's a little bit drunk. It's got a drunk square. And because that's a rhombus, it means all those sides are the same. So we've got A, and A. So then if we look at our entire shape over here on our outside, so we don't care about this line over here, okay? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A's. So we're going to say 85 divided by 5, and that's going to give us our answer for A. Do we see it? Do we see why? So Nico was wanting to divide by 6 because of this line in here. I understand that reasoning, but because it's a dotted line, it's not part of our perimeter. So we're not going to include it as one of the things we're going to divide by. And so we get a lovely answer of 17 centimeters. You were close. Anam. Were you? Your reasoning was that this line was the same length as this line. But I liked it. You did have the idea. Does anyone have questions about what you're currently seeing or not understand what I've done? If you don't understand what I've done, please let me know. Okay, thumbs up, that's good. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. I'm trying to make you fail. I'm trying to make you think. Okay. This one requires bringing together other knowledge that we've done. So we're needing to bring in ideas of Pythagoras, and then we also need to bring in the concept of something that we've just done now. And I want to know what the value of x is. For the question that just came in as a direct message, if you weren't here from the full lesson and you're wanting to watch it over again, please don't feel rushed to do the quiz. You don't have to do the quiz immediately tonight. You can do it when you're ready. So do your best. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but I'm going to try and help you out a little bit with like a few things. So KLMN. Oh gosh, sorry. KLMN. Here we go. That has a perimeter of 58 centimeters. Okay, that's hint 1. Hint 2 is that. See how this goes. Just do it step by step. And if you have part answers, let me know. Okay, so PL. Great place to start. I like it. So PL is going to be the square root of 13 squared minus 12 squared, because of this 12 here, that would be 12 there. And that's because of Pythagoras. Gundela, I'm not actually sure. I don't know what will happen. Potentially, but I don't know. Okay, so then we know that this is 5. Where would I go to from there? Think about what this would look like. And the only reason I'm writing it is because we're running out of time. But some of you are definitely on the right track over here. At this point, I would recommend you write an equation, right? So we've got x plus x. That gives me 2x. So I'm going to say 2x plus 12 plus 13 plus 5 needs to give me 58. So that means 2x is equal to 58 minus 5 minus 13 minus 12. I'm just going to pop that on the calculator. 58 minus 5 minus 13 minus 12. That gives me an answer of 28, which means that x is going to be equal to 14 centimeters. So those of you who got there, big congrats. You did awesome. Super chuffed. Well done. And on that wonderful note, sorry for those of you who took a while to be able to get in, but well done for persevering and for being here. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, everyone. And